As we start this episode of Meanwhile in Broomtown, we're going to talk a lot about planting muscadines and, what it took to do that and some of the whys. But most of these videos in this little series has been, I would say, transactional, showing you this is what we did, this is what we did, this is how we did it. This one, I kind of wanted to start a little different with the why. Why in the world would we want to plant 167 muscadine plants? The real short answer is the farm manager and I want to start a U-pick. And the long answer is obviously a lot longer. When we lived in the world and I ran a business and the farm manager taught school, we were in the public every day, all the time. And one of the wonderful things about returning to Broomtown in retirement was I didn't have to do that anymore. I, more than my wife, can go days without really seeing anybody else. I can stay on the farm and do my thing, and I don't have to interact. And primarily that's what we've been doing since we've been here. And this little foray is, I guess, something completely different. This is public facing. The interaction, it kind of fit both of us' personalities. 90% of the time, this is not a public venture. But in that 1 or 2 months that the muscadines will be ripe, it'll be very public, and the people can come in and pick, and we'll all talk and exchange ideas. And I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of my speed. I can take a lot of isolationism, and then I like a small dose of socialization. So that's the short answer why we did a muscadine U-pick. It's fun to plant. It feeds me. I like to do the plants, and I like to get things ready and plant them. And then it'll also, feed the farm manager, as she really enjoys dealing with the public and talking to different people. And so this endeavor is, I guess, for both of us. We finally got to where we started digging holes. And I will say that normally this would have been a shovel, but with this many to dig, this little auger was probably the best money that we spent on this project. One thing that we learned really quick is if you take the weed eater and get rid of all the vegetation before you start running the auger digs amazingly well compared to trying to get through all the vegetation with the auger. It was clogging up the bit. This is something that we did that maybe isn't customary or whatever, but most of the varieties of the muscadines we did by row. And I envisioned, things becoming ripe at different times, and it would be handy to tell people, pick on row 3 this week, or row 2 or whatever's ready to be harvested. So we Amazoned some of these plastic stencils and spray painted them, and they came out great. It might also help for spraying or any kind of thing to be done in the patch. I did want to show us actually planting one of these. I know that's not usually how we do. Like I said, there's a million of these on YouTube that tells you step by step, but for a couple of reasons. One reason is I wanted to talk about Ison's Nurseries. The plants that they provided for me are these plants are wonderful. They're not root bound, but they got a lot of roots. They're just perfect. I could not have asked for better plants than I got from them, and the service from them is just It's fantastic. I've done a lot of plantings, not muscadines, but grapes and all kind of stuff, and I can't brag enough about them. I, I don't ever recommend who you buy stuff from, but if you're going to buy muscadines, you need to look at these people. They're fantastic, and the plants are. You can see here where we're putting them in the hole, not too deep, not too shallow. I don't incorporate a lot of material in the hole. I figured these guys have got to learn to live here, so they might as well start growing in the dirt, and not a lot of amended dirt. The other quick thing that I noticed here is these are dormant vines, and normally I would have just cut this to 1 liter coming up, but because of the time of the year and because of the condition of these, I'm gonna, on a lot of them, we left 2 shoots instead of just 1, and maybe in 3 or 4 weeks we'll see, if one's dominant or one looks better. For all you know, one of them might not even put out. So I left those a little long, and I left maybe more shoots than I would have normally left on those. But that's why. I know that's an extra step, and I'll have to come back and do some trimming that I probably should have done at planting, but better safe than sorry. I used the blue tubes. I like the blue tubes. One of the things that the blue tubes does for me is they help keep me from spraying herbicide on the vine and killing it. So I know it has a lot of other scientific reasons to exist, but for me primarily it's a guard for the plant. The other really cool tool that we've used extensively is this tapener. I bought this little it's a tape machine. It puts out that it's flexible, and as the plant grows, it breaks so it doesn't strangle them. But in the world where you just got a couple of plants, this doesn't make sense. I mean, they're not hideously expensive, but I think they're about $100 on Amazon. And if you got a few like we do, it's fast. It's good. Like I said, you don't mess up and put something on them that'll, if I don't remember to take them off, this won't strangle them. The tapener is a good deal for me. Just kind of a panoramic to show you what they look like planted. We covered a lot of ground and a lot of plants, and I have to be really honest about it. It's the farm manager and I could not have done this. This was a really multi-purpose, multi-people. A lot of people helped us with this. It was fun. Family, my son, my daughter-in-law was in charge of laying all this out. She's wonderful. My little sister came, her husband. My son was running the weed eater and getting us ready to dig holes. This one took everybody, and I want to say publicly, I appreciate it, because we could not have done this one without everybody's help. This was a big project for us to undertake with just 2 older people. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. This is the beginning of our muscadine patch, and I'm sure there'll be more to come later. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you would, take a second to hit the subscribe button for us. It helps us a lot. I appreciate it.